What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Chris Law Network. I'm your host, Chris Law. Today, I want to talk about the issues that come when you're dating a single mom. Now, I actually married a single mom, but in my case, me and my wife, we were married 2 times. So I already knew her character, and I knew that she already knew my character, so it wasn't an issue. Prior to that, I had always told myself that I wouldn't actually take any single moms seriously. But obviously, I made an exception when it came to her. But some of the issues that can happen when you're dating a single mom. So, number one is when you're dating a woman with a child, you have to kind of position everything that she does around that child. She may not have time to, go out and really hang out with you because she always has to make sure somebody's there to watch that child, depending on how old that child is. Now, I think that's something that really needs to be taken into consideration when you actually meet a woman that has a child. Always take into the fact of how old that child is. If they're like a teenager, then you should be fine. But if they're really young, then again, you have to always worry about she needs a babysitter or, sometimes things come up, the child may get sick and now she has to give you a rain check on the date. Now, let's say if you go ahead and you decide to start dating the single mom and now it's time to do what you really came to do, and that is smash time. Okay, now what may happen with that is the child ain't asleep yet. You trying to come over so you can do what you got to do. Child ain't going to sleep. You get there, the child's still up. They running around eating Pop-Tarts and little bags of Cheetos and shit. And now you sitting there and you like, damn, like when is this little motherfucker going to go to sleep? It's another problem. Now, another problem that may come into play is what if you and that child are actually, you are developing a relationship with that child. And let's say if it's a little boy, you and that little boy, y'all may wrestle a little bit, but then one day you wrestling and you make a mistake and hit him the wrong way and it hurts him. Now you got to deal with the fact of when they go over to their dad's house, if they are getting visitation, when they go over to the dad's house and the dad asks them a simple question like, well, how everything been going? Do you like your mama new boyfriend? Did he hit you or has he hit you? Then it's going to be, well, yeah, he hit me the other day. But the child is not telling, no, we were playing and he accidentally hit me. So now you got to deal with the fact of the father. Now he's calling the mom and he like, so what's going on over here? Why is he, I got some on my shirt right here. I can't even find it. Okay, let me get that off for y'all. I told y'all we going to keep it real when we over here. I can't get that shit off. Oh, okay, it was a piece of lint. My bad. So, now the child is, got you and the mom going at it because the dad is coming at her. And I went through a situation similar to that because when me and my wife, got back together, we immediately, like within 2 months, we, remarried, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like I went from being single for about 10, maybe 11 months to all of a sudden, I'm back in a relationship, more or less a marriage, you know what I mean? Because me and my wife, we were together when I was younger. We got divorced. I ended up marrying somebody else, and so did she. And when that happened, I didn't have any kids with the woman that I married. She had kids with the guy that she had married, but obviously it didn't work out on either one of our parts. So when she came back into my life, she had 2 sons, and I love them to death. But we had a problem at one point because the father had a problem with them calling me daddy. Now, I remember the day when the oldest one, when he was about maybe 5 years old, that was when I came back into his life. Came into his life rather. He asked me one day, he was like, hey, can I call you dad? And I was like, sure. At first I was taken back because I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy that we've only been around each other for a few months, but he's already feeling so comfortable with me and he sees, the kind of heart that I have. And he asked me, can he call me dad? And I was like, okay, well, cool. But when he went over to his father's, crib for the weekend that they get every other weekend, I guess they talked about it or it came up and the dad had a problem with that. But then lo and behold, fast forward a few years, maybe two years after that, one night, my wife called me and she was like, Chris, the oldest son is over there telling their dad that you punched him into his chest. And I was like, well, no, I haven't done that, And I must say that I am stern as a parent. My father was very stern. My mother and father have been married almost 50 years. But, I was raised in a household where we had rules, we had discipline. My father is a former police officer, a former paratrooper with the 82nd Airborne. I forgot how you say all that stuff, but he fought in Vietnam. Like, he was definitely with boots on the ground, out there really killing shit. So the way I was raised like I was in a boot camp almost. That's where I think my attitude comes from, my aggressiveness. But I would never, punch a child, you know what I mean? But he was looking for attention. So he went over there. He was looking for attention. And also, this is one of the issues that come up when you're dating a single mom or when you're in a relationship with one. You may have the child where they want their dad to be there. So they may try to do something to try to manipulate the situation for you and the mom to break up. And that's what he did. Like, he literally went and told the father, like, yeah, he punched me in my chest. And I told mom about it and she didn't do nothing about it. And, that's a real sticky situation to put a woman in, because it's like, wait a minute, do I believe my child or do I believe the man that I love? Lo and behold, we had like a family meeting, and the oldest son, he ended up, telling the truth that he lied about it. But these are some of the issues that you can come into when dating a single mom. Now, I'm not sitting here bashing single moms. That's not my thing. I'm not telling you not to date them. What I'm saying is, be aware or be wary of the issues that can come from it. Now, guys, if you're dating a woman that has a little girl, see, to me, that's a major issue, because that little girl, she has a father. You know how fathers are, real protective over their daughters. They don't play all that. You know what I'm talking about. So in a case like that, you have to be careful, because that little girl or a little boy, but we're going to talk about the little girls, they can try to manipulate the situation and say that you touched them inappropriately. And now they go to the mom. The mom is looking at, she trying to weigh it like, well, I know he's not like that. But, in some situations, you do have guys that are, weird like that, they're just straight perverts, But with a situation like that, that's another situation of being leery about dating single moms. Now, single moms, they need love just like anybody else, So don't look at women and say, well, just because she has a child, I'm not going to date her. Just know that if you do, these are some of the issues that you may see, because it's possible, I'm trying to think of another situation that I was thinking of earlier. Oh, when dating a single mom, if you bringing food over there for her, you got to bring some food for that child. That's just what it is. Don't ever think that if you going to order y'all some food from Ruth Chris and you going to bring it over there so y'all can eat, if that child is there, you better ask him, well, what does he want? Or what does she want? You know what I'm saying? Because if not, the woman going to be like, oh, so he don't care nothing about my child. You know what I'm saying? Another situation. If you're dating a single mom and it's Christmas time, it would make sense that when you're buying her a gift, make sure you get that child something too. Because what you don't understand is, once you take on the responsibility of dating a single mom, you are a stepdaddy. Even if you ain't married, you kind of like a stepdaddy for that time being, because you don't know where you're going to go with this. You don't know if y'all going to end up getting married. You don't know if maybe it's a situation where y'all just going to be dating for a long time. But once you come into her life, that child is in your life. So, and I know some people, they do little manipulative things just from an adult standpoint to try to do things so that the child themselves won't be around or won't be involved. And you can't do that. You know what I mean? You really have to make sure that when you're about to get involved with a single mom, make sure you know what you're doing. If you have to, you can refer back to this video and maybe get a few pointers from what I'm saying. Like I told y'all before, anything that I come on here and I talk about, I've been through it, or I know somebody else who's been through it. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. Oh, wrong side. Well, I'm doing it wrong. There we go. Here we go. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all see, I'm trying to step my game up a little bit. I just started using OBS, so I'm learning how to put stuff on the screen. Let's go over there. Make y'all see that Cash App. Make sure y'all make that bell ring. You know what I mean? This video was inspired from a conversation that I had yesterday with one of my partners. And like I say, anytime I make a video, it's always going to be from a standpoint of it's something that popped in my head, and it's like, you know what, let me come and tell my YouTube family what's going on. I think I've come up with something to call my subs. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all like it. I'm going to call my subs my law-abiding citizens. What do y'all think about that? Say it with me. My law-abiding citizens. I think it's got a nice little ring to it, and I think it fits, my titles. I think it fits, not my titles. I think it fits the name of my channel, which is the Chris Law Network. Once again, I am your host, Chris Law. I do appreciate you guys coming and sitting down and, just enjoying this time with me. I'll catch you later.